The old farmhouse had been left abandoned for over a decade, its wood rotting and paint peeling like dead skin. I was only supposed to inspect it for resale walkthrough photos, appraisal, done. But then I heard the whisper. At first I thought it was the wind squeezing through the warped board. But then it came again, faint, fragile, almost like crying. I followed the sound through the dust-coated hallway, stopping at a dead end where a grandfather clock leaned, slightly crooked. Something was off about the wall behind it. I moved the clock, revealing a strange outline in the drywall, an old servant door, long sealed shut. Heart racing, I pried it open with a crowbar. Dusk swept. A foul stench hit me, damp, coppery, and wrong. Friend. Then I heard it again. The voice helped. I stepped into the narrow stairwell, descending carefully. The air grew colder with each step, the walls tighter, almost breathing around me. But at the bottom, an iron door stood rusted shut, a single reinforced bolt across it. I hesitated. My instincts screamed to leave, but the cries. With effort, I slid the bolt free. The door creaked open into a small room lit by a single swinging bulb. In the far corner, on a thin mattress soaked with mildew, was a girl barely 10 thin as twine, eyes too big for her face, shackled at the wrists and ankles with thick, padded restraints. Her eyes met mine, hollow, quiet. My voice shook. What sick bastard chains down a child inside a locked and hidden room? I rushed forward and knelt beside her, fumbling with the buckles. "I'll get you out," I whispered. "You're safe now." Her lips parted, just slightly, and then she spoke. "A smart one," she said. Before I could register the meaning, her head jerked forward, unnaturally fast. Potiphar, too many of them sank into my neck with animalistic force. Pain bloomed like fire. I screamed, shoving her back, but she didn't budge. Her limbs twisted at impossible angles. No longer weak, no longer childlike. I slammed her into the wall. Plah. She let go and scuttled back, crouching low, her spine arching like a cat's. Blood dripped from her mouth. She hissed through a grin. "You opened the door. I'm free now." Then she ran, crawled up the wall, and disappeared into the dark corridor. I stumbled up the stairs, pressing my hand to the wound. It throbbed and burned like acid. My vision swam. I made it out of the house and collapsed in the dirt, the late afternoon sky blurring into a violent red. My skin itched. My teeth ached. I felt wrong. My phone was gone. No signal. No help. That night, I writhed on the floor of my motel room, feverish and screaming as something inside me began to change, and I dreamed of her. I have her voice, whispering, more doors, more locks, more food. A week later, I found myself walking through a neighborhood I didn't know, hands shaking, eyes darting. Every sound felt louder, every scent sharper. I was hungry. I saw a house, isolated, quiet, with a basement. I knocked on the door. No answer. I broke in, and in the darkness I started to build. Reinforced bolts, shackles, padded with cloth or mattress. It takes a smart one to lock it down before it wakes, before it spreads. It didn't take long for someone to come looking. A teenage boy, probably dared by his friend, snuck into the house, flashlight in one hand, phone in the other, recording every step like it was some TikTok challenge. I watched from the shadows, jaw clenched, breath shallow. Eesh. He didn't notice the faint scratches on the walls, or the way the air thickened the closer he got to the basement door. I let him go down on his own. I listened to his footsteps echo below. Then the screaming. Then the silence. When I finally looked, all that remained was the flashlight, flickering in a corner, and a trail of blood-soaked feathers. She was still hungry. Days passed, or maybe it was weeks. I don't sleep anymore, not really. When I do, it's just flashes, teeth, claws. Her voice whispering words that don't sound human. But the worst part, I'm not healing. The bite mark on my neck has turned black around the edges, pulsing like a heartbeat. My skin there has split into tiny, perfect cracks, and something smooth and bone-colored pushes beneath. I can't feel pain anymore. Just hunger, not for food, not exactly for others. Their warmth, their blood, bare potential. I saw her again, not the girl, the thing. I was walking the woods behind the farmhouse when I saw movement by the creek. It looked like a child at first, sitting quietly, face turned away. Bow when I called out. It twisted its neck fully backward, no. Body turned. Just the head and grinned, with all those jagged little teeth. It wasn't her. It was a copy, a shell, another one of whatever she is. They multiply when they feed. She didn't just escape. She's building a family, and I'm turning into one of them. I tried to burn the house down, poured gasoline, lit the match. The flames caught and then snuffed out. No smoke, no heat, just this awful silence, like the house absorbed. I went down into the basement again, deeper. This time past the hidden room, past the foundation. There's a tunnel, dirt walls reinforced with roots and old bones, and it goes down far longer than it should. At the end, I found markings, symbols carved in flesh, still twitching, things scuttling along the walls, and in the center, a pit that hummed like it was breathing. And from the pit, laughter, tiny, familiar, and wrong. I left town last night, drove until the fuel ran out, parked in an old rest stop, watched the stars shift above me. I was hoping maybe distance would dull the pull, but it's inside me now. I feel it when I blink, when I breathe, when I pass a child on the street and wonder if they'd scream like the others. I haven't eaten in days. Not food, anyway. I woke up this morning with dirt under my nails. I don't remember digging, but I remember the whisper, smart one. And now I know what I have to do I have to chain it, even if it's me. Bye, before the others hear it, before it becomes many, before the whole world starts unlocking its doors.